Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ask Jungle Scout. My name's Lenny and I'm here to answer all your questions on selling on Amazon, Jungle Scout and everything in between. So make sure you leave your question in the comment section below this video for a chance to have it answered. Let's get to the first one. Antonio asks, what about if the competition has the same pictures that you received from your supplier? Can you use the same pictures? Thanks for the question, Antonio. So yes, I do actually see a lot of listings on Amazon where they're just using the same pictures that have been given to them by the supplier. So I guess if the supplier owns the rights to the photos, they took them, then you probably are fine using those images. However, I wouldn't recommend it personally. I really like it if all my competitors are using the same images that came from the supplier, because usually they're pretty bad images. And secondly, it means that I can go out and take my own images that are just going to blow all the others out of the water. Your own images are just going to be a lot better quality, and you're going to be able to find ways to take photos that make you stand out from all of your competition. Nathan asks, how many reviews do you suggest getting before turning on PPC? People on your Facebook page say don't even bother with PPC unless you have a minimum of 6 to 8 reviews. Is this correct? I have an auto PPC campaign running for about a week with 0 reviews and got 0 sales. So yes, when you first start out with 0 reviews, brand new listing, it is going to cost you a lot in PPC spend in order to get some sales. By the time you have 4 or 5 reviews at least, that could be a good time to turn on your PPC, because by then there's a bit more social proof. Having those few initial reviews, it sort of proves that you've got a legit listing and people are more likely to buy it from PPC. So that's probably a point where you're going to start seeing more sales from your PPC spend. However, on the other hand, I personally like to turn on PPC from day one. That's just a personal preference because I like being a little bit more aggressive, and if there's a chance of getting a sale from PPC, I just want to turn that on from day one just because I can't wait a few days to get some reviews to come in. However, when I do that, I only have a budget of say $10 a day, so that if I don't get any sales, it's only a small amount of money that I've put into it. The other advantage of turning on your PPC campaign at the very start is that you start to get all of these search term data. So when you run an automatic PPC campaign, that's where Amazon starts coming up with the keywords that it wants to advertise you on. So you want to do that for at least a good week or so, and then you can actually go through that search term report and see what keywords Amazon has associated with your listing. So it's a good bit of sort of keyword research for your listing. And so the sooner that you start your PPC campaigns, the sooner you'll get that data. So that's the other good reason for it. But to sum up, I would say if you've got a very tight budget and every dollar counts, then I would certainly wait till you've got at least 4 or 5 reviews on your listing before turning on PPC, because you're going to get a lot better value from your PPC. However, if you're wanting to be a little bit more aggressive and you've got that little bit extra money to spend, I think it could be fine just turning it on from day one. The next question is from Freedom Seeker, who asks, as a first-time individual, in order to do Amazon FBA, can I register as a professional and later on, if the product does fine, then open up an LLC maintaining the same Amazon account and product listing? Thanks for the question. Yes, you can. That's the way that I started out. I know a lot of other sellers often start out as an individual on their Amazon seller account, and then they change that if they then later incorporate and have a company structure. So as far as I'm aware, that's totally fine. I've done that. I know a lot of other people that have too. The next question is from Samantha, who asks, who pays the PayPal when one makes a payment to the seller? I negotiated a smaller order, 650 items. My goods are being held as they claim. Because my order was small, I have to incur the PayPal costs. Does this sound right? So yes, in my experience, whenever I've done PayPal transactions with suppliers, they always make you as the buyer incur the PayPal fee. That shouldn't be any more than 5%. But yeah, often they will charge you that extra 5% because PayPal does take that fee either from the buyer or the seller. But when dealing with suppliers, it ends up being you as the buyer. The next question is from PJ, who asks, my primary image for my product has a white background. As per Amazon's recommendations, However, I have a secondary image, more of a lifestyle photo without a person, that I think could get a better response as my primary image. I'd like to split test this image, but I'm worried that Amazon will penalize me on my ranking for using an image that does not have a white background. Do you have any words of caution before attempting this? Thanks for the question, PJ. So just to quickly stipulate, Amazon states that your main image, the one that shows up in the search results, must have a white background, show the product only, and show no text or logos or props. So PJ's saying he's got a great image, like a lifestyle one, where it could be someone using his product or so forth and having fun with it, etc., that really sells the product well, but is technically against Amazon's terms of service. This is kind of a tough one because I have seen a lot of listings that don't have that white background. However, they're still there. They haven't been taken down. They haven't been penalized by Amazon. So the chances are you might be fine, but you just never know. It's really up to you whether you want to take that risk. It might be better just to stick with the regular main image up against the white background, and then to use your lifestyle shot as maybe the second one, so that as soon as people click onto your listing, that's the very next image that they see, and hopefully then that will sell them to go through and complete the sale of your product. I'd suggest thinking about it in the long term. So let's say that you change it now, or you do a split test and you discover that this lifestyle image does in fact get more conversions and more sales, which is great. So you set that as your main image now, and it does help you in the time being. You get a little bit extra profit, some extra sales this month. In the long term, you're probably not going to get away with having the lifestyle image up permanently. At some point, you're going to need to revert back to, the white background image. So if you look at it in that perspective, it's probably not even worth it for the short-term benefit. It's probably not worth the risk, in my opinion. What I do like though is that you understand how important your main image is. This is one of the big things that will get people to click on your listing versus other people's. So finding some other way to make your main image stand out, even if you can't use a lifestyle image here, I would look closely at all the competitors and go, is there any way that I can take my product from a different angle that just separates my product from all the rest, and entice people to click on my listing versus the others. I definitely think you're on the right track, finding ways to make your main image stand out. But I think in the long term, you're probably better off sticking with Amazon's guidelines of sticking to a white background. The next question is from Jim. Now this question is actually from our Jungle Scout office hours. It's a webinar that we run each week for our members, giving them the chance to come in and ask any questions that they might have related to product research or Jungle Scout or selling on Amazon. So I just wanted to give a shout out. If you're a Jungle Scout member, just go into member resources. In there, you'll get a chance to register for this free webinar that we do every single week. So if you're a Jungle Scout member, definitely take advantage of this great resource. On to Jim's question. How often is the product database refreshed? So the product database is part of the Jungle Scout web app, which is one of our products. Another one of our products is the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, which runs live on Amazon. Both the database in the web app and the Chrome extension give you sales estimates, but they're a little bit different in terms of the Jungle Scout Chrome extension will give you sales estimates live on Amazon when you run it, whereas the product database refreshes periodically. So to give you an idea, we've got, I think, almost 38 million products in the database. And so with that many products in there, the amount of resources it would take to update that data, every second or every moment would, be insane. So all this data is updated periodically, a couple of times per week. So the estimates in the product database might be up to a couple of days old versus the live estimates that you'll get by running the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. If you ever are unsure and you're using the product database, there is actually a little blue button there that's refresh. So you can hit that refresh button and it will update that listing on the spot. So you can always access the most up-to-date data within the product database. So that's it for another show, guys. Make sure to give us a big thumbs up as usual if you liked the episode. Make sure you leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll look forward to answering your questions next week. See you guys.